Hi everyone, this is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. As was promised, after covering this Phi-4 Mini Instruct model just an hour ago, I am back with this multimodal version of this newly released Phi-4 model from Microsoft. We already have seen the quality of the text generation model, the Y4, and this multimodal model seems equally quite quality oriented. Now I'm going to do this video in two parts. In this first video part, I'm going to install it locally and then we will check it out with images. The cool thing about this multimodal model is that not only it can deal with the vision capabilities, or in other words, it can manage or talk with your images. It can also decipher your audio. So I'm going to make the second part while with the audio, and we will be testing it out on various audio files. But for the purpose of this video, we are going to install it locally, the Phi-4 Multimodal Instruct, and then we are going to test it out for various image tasks from its vision capabilities. But before that, let's try to understand what exactly this model is from Microsoft. So, Phi-4 Multimodal has really marked a sort of new milestone in Microsoft's AI development as their first multimodal language model. At the core of this model lies continuous improvement, because if you have been watching my channel, you might have noticed that I have been covering these models for a long time, maybe more than a year ago. So I have been a witness of their evolution, their continuous improvement, and that is why I think their 5.4 instruct model was quite good too. So this 5.4 multimodal model is a 5.6 parameter model that seamlessly integrates speech, vision, and text processing into a single unified architecture. What they have done is they have they have leverage advanced cross modal learning techniques, and that is how they have enabled more natural and context aware interactions that allows any device to understand and reason across multiple input modalities simultaneously. So you can build a full blown AI powered application which can not only deal with images, with audio, and also the text. So you can interpret your spoken language, you can analyze your image, or you can process textual information. It is quite efficient and it is quite performant as per this benchmarking information. I'm not going to go into more details around its benchmarking because that is already available on their model card, and I will drop the link to it in videos description. But I do want to note down here that if you check it out on various benchmarks in multimodality, it has performed quite well, especially when you compare it to the models like GPT-4o and Gemini. And I was quite surprised that it has even beaten the Quen model on few of the benchmarks, and Quen is not a bad model at all. Similarly, for the multimodality MMLU, InfoVQA, and a lot of other benchmarks, the performance from these numbers look quite good. But let's not get into this rigmarole of numbers. Let's try to get it installed and we will see how it works. Let me also give a huge shout out to Mast Compute who are sponsoring the VM Ubuntu 22.04 and my GPU card NVIDIA RTX 6000 with 48 GB of VRAM. Let me start creating the virtual environment. And if you're also looking to rent a GPU on very affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Plus, I'm also going to give you a coupon code of 50% discount on range of GPUs. So let's wait for it to get installed, and while it does that, let me also introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are Camel AI. Camel is an open source community focused on building multi-agent infrastructure for finding the scaling laws of agents with applications in data generation, task automation, and world simulation. Okay, so let's wait for it to get finished. Shouldn't take too long now. That's done. And now let me install all the prerequisites, plus I'm going to launch it in the Jupyter notebook in the same go. Now if you look at these prerequisites, these are installing the CUDA, flash attention, plus more importantly it is installing the specific versions of Torch Vision, and some of the parameter efficient fine tuning, sentence piece, and then we are launching it. So make sure if you're following along you use the same versions, because that is where only this model is supported. So let's wait for it to get launched in my browser. This is going to take 4 to 5 minutes. Now let's first download the model, and you can see that I am importing all of the libraries which we have installed. We are downloading the model and also defining some of the prompt template. And the model is being downloaded. Let's go down to check how many shards are there. So there are 3 shards, not bad. Let's wait for it to get downloaded. And the model is loaded here. Let's check it out. Okay, so it's a very standard sort of prompt template, and we are generating the output where we are specifying the image, and then we are specifying the prompt as what is shown in the image, and then we are using this suffix which is necessary. This is the prompt template this model expects, and then we are using the processor to encode this input. Model is generating the output on the basis of this, and then we are decoding it back and printing the response. So the image which I'm using is this. So I'm asking it to describe this image. Let's see what it does. And it has given us the response. So let's check out the response. Let me also display the image here. So it's just a white t-shirt, and it says the image shows a white t-shirt with a text subscribe to Fahad's channel. You see, it can read text very well. So OCR is also good. Printed on it, the text is in a simple font with subscribe to in black and Fahad's channel in a slightly bolder red. How good is that? The t-shirt is presented on a dark grey black background, and it appears to be a digital mock-up rather than a photograph. This is simply amazing because this is AI generated. This is suggested by the perfectly centered text and the lack of fabric wrinkles or shadows. Very intelligent. In the bottom left and right corners, there are small circular slightly buried logos. That is a Meta's logo, by the way, watermark. So this is really good. It says these suggest the image may have been created or shared by a design platform or user. This is outstanding, seriously. Let's check the VRAM consumption in real time. So it is consuming around 21.6 gig of VRAM. So for a vision model, for around 6 billion parameter, I think slightly on the higher side, but then it also does the audio, and the quality is quite good. So very impressive. Let's try out a few more. And now let's see if it can read the chart. So here I am giving it this image, and I'm going to ask it that which model has performed best on Math 500. And this is a Math 500, the third one, and you can see that DeepSeek V3 has done quite well. So let's run it, and there you go, pretty quick I would say, and it has identified it quite well. Not only that, what DeepSeek V3 has done, and also it was able to read this 90.2% here. Very well done. Okay, next up I'm going to give it this image of the dress, and I'm asking it which occasion this dress in image is suited for. Let's run it. And there you go, fairly quick. It says based on the description you provided, and I'll just display this image here in front of you so that we could compare. Burgundy satin silk sequins and zircon embroidery semi-stitched lehenga, choli and dupatta. It has identified the dress to the hilt. Perfectly correct answer. And it says this dress is likely suited for formal or semi-formal occasions such as wedding, festival parties and special events. So spot on. And this dress is mainly I think for in subcontinent in Pakistan, India and that sort of those part of the world. Okay, let's try out one more. Okay, next up, because we already have done the English OCR, so I'm asking it to do the OCR in Arabic, and given this image, and I'm asking it to extract the text and also identify the language. Let's run it. And there you go. So I think it has done quite well, but if you're an Arabic speaker, please help us out, because visually I believe it has done very, very well. I think it's done quite well. Okay, let's do a handwritten OCR. Okay, so in the next one, I am giving it this image where I have this scanned page where some of the writing is in handwritten and the other is not handwritten. So I'm asking it to extract the text and identify which text is handwritten. So let's run it. And there you go. So let's check it out. So it says title, my handwriting in exam, and then it is talking about section 1 first 2 pages. Yes, and look at the text. Global warming is definitely a very huge issue in front of this entire. So entire is not correct. World, dal and world. So this it didn't get right. It is causing several disturbances. That is quite okay. In the and then in Aqua, I think the second one it's not getting right because it is getting harder. The word middle pages and all that stuff is right. And it's saying the word entire is likely a misspelling of entire. How good is that? So it has even corrected it. And it is also saying that text in section 2 is difficult to decipher. Section 3 is intentionally using an image of an EKG or ECG maybe to represent the last 2 pages. So pretty good, I would say, pretty good. And then it is telling us that all text in section 1 and 2 is handwritten. The handwriting appears to be in cursive and consistent with across both sections. So it has, you can even match the handwriting with it. How good is that? Now in the next test, I'm giving it an invoice and I'm going to ask it, in invoice, how much discount is given? And if you look at the invoice, there is no discount, it's 0%. So let's run it. And there you go. It says that looking at the invoice you provided, there is no discount given. So look, I believe for OCR, for general VQA or visual question answering, the model performs very, very well. It can read the charts, tables, and it can also do the analysis. So fairly performant model, makes some mistakes in OCR, but other than that, I think given the size of the model and overall holistically, I believe the model has done quite well. Let me know what you think. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.